I just wanted to briefly touch upon Weston McKennie and Gio Reyna. I don't know which one you thought was more impressive. Weston McKennie scoring against PSG. Guys, so good at showing up in big moments. It gave his team a chance against.
That was a good goal.
It was a very good goal. I think he's our most clutch player. That's what I tweeted, and that hasn't changed, especially on set pieces. He always seems to find a way to create some space to get something on goal. I remember even when we didn't play well against Canada in Canada, we lost that game 2-0 in World Cup qualifying. Our best chance was Weston McKennie on a corner, and I think that's probably going to be a point of emphasis for our
England
World Cup.
McKennie corner, England, boom.
Oh God, inject that straight into my veins.
Go.
I hope from your lips to the soccer god's ears for that to happen. And then Gio Reyna coming off the bench because Torgan Hazard got hurt 23 minutes into Dortmund's game, and he has 2 assists, and he looks pretty spry. He doesn't look 100% fit, but he still obviously is thinking so quickly, and he's got the ability to change games on his own. Charlie, if you want to go with this,
I was going to say
performances with those guys.
Well, Jim, the best thing about those 2 assists, the first one, because
Charlie, hold on. Put your pen down. You're not writing anything. Put your pen down. You know what I mean? Put that thing away.
There's been a lot of talk of Gio Reyna being selfish. In that first assist, he had a one-on-one with the keeper. He could have easily taken a shot. Easily. He decides to pass. That's growth for me. And that also shows, hey, he's willing to make the best decision in those cases where he could score and take that glory, whatever, in Champions League. No, he made the smart decision. Let's just stay healthy. Stay on the pitch, Gio.
You want to know? You want to know what selfishness is? Julian Brandt in that game. I don't know if you saw that guy, but that's an example of somebody who didn't pass the ball one time, and there was like 6 tap-ins, and every single time you see all the attacking players do like here, I'm here, look around. Yeah, exactly. And so that was an example. But honestly, though, we don't have a lot of selfish in our national team. We have a lot of foolishness at times where dribbling when you should pass when you should dribble, that sort of things of not making the right decisions. But we don't have selfishness. And when Gio Reyna, we always talk about players like, when they get angry is when they get good. Like Gio Reyna, if he's going to be that selfish player that delivers on that, I'm cool with that. And you can see
who wouldn't be
the potential he has to do in spectacular things that make him different than any other player in our national team pool. And even though I'm assuming they didn't expect to use him more than 30 minutes in that game.
So Julius has come out and said Charlie has a case labeled analyst.
That's pretty funny. Yo, we got some funny people in the comments, man.
Our community,
our
community is undefeated.
For like
shout out to the In Soccer We Trust community. You guys are undefeated with the comments. So let's talk about Christian Pulisic. And Brian McBride didn't confirm or deny whether he helped get Thomas Tuchel fired, but he had a good chuckle about that situation and us joking about it. I don't know if it's going to change for Christian Pulisic. They just brought in so many players that are kind of in his way. Heath, I'll come to you with Raheem Sterling. You got to play Raheem Sterling. Aubameyang comes in, which is crazy because that's probably felt like a personal move for Thomas Tuchel, given their experience at Borussia Dortmund together. And now Tuchel's gone like 36 hours later. But I still think that nothing is going to be a slam dunk here for Christian Pulisic.
I still rate him over Mount, though. I rate Christian Pulisic when he's at his best over Mason Mount.
It's hard to disagree with you on that because
this year, especially, Mason Mount's not been informed this year. Mason Mount does,
and I'm okay with that. I want that to lead right through the World Cup. Yeah. Keep going, Mason Mount. You're doing a great job.
But yeah, I think he's still going to have to go and earn it. But you're going to get a reset. And now, like Charlie had mentioned, like you're going to come in here and create a system of play or a style of play within your team. And now it's going to be up to Pulisic to adjust to that and not have it just be like, this is how I play me or don't play me. And that's what you get at the top level. Some guys are just play me or don't play me. And this is how I play, or I bring this to the table. And that's what you brought me for. You didn't bring me to turn me into somebody else. And that's the difference between, them and me, who is just like, I'll do anything to get on the field, guys.
Charlie, your thoughts on this whole Chelsea situation and what it means?
Yeah, it's tough, but what I love about Graham Potter is he has an identity, he has a style, and he's good at helping the youth or younger players get opportunities and make the most of those opportunities, play to their strengths. Christian Pulisic, I see Kai 718. He says, go look at Mount's best season and look at Pulisic. Puli hasn't done it yet, not even close. What I would tell you is when Pulisic has been at his best, the problem is there hasn't been consistency because he gets injured. When he's at his best, and if you could keep him at that form, he is better than Mason Mount. I would take Christian Pulisic at his best in peak form over Mason Mount in his peak form, because I think he's more dynamic. He gives you more on the dribble. He's able to create more, as Mason Mount is good in possession, but he's not the best 1v1 player. Mm-hmm. You give him space, he can shoot from distance. He has an absolute blast of a shot. But Christian Pulisic, combinations, playing quick, that sharp turns and cuts. I would take Christian in a player for player situation. If you told me Christian's not going to get hurt and he's in the right frame of mind. Right now, you get a new coach. I've been there before. It gives you hope because you get into that rut, which Brian McBride touched on. Nothing is going to pull you out. You just keep thinking about the negatives, and whatever you do, it's not good enough. And the coach has a certain, just a stigma. He's just saying, you know what? I'm going to just classify you as this type of player. Mm-hmm. Now, Graham Potter, he's like, I have another chance to give you a different first impression. I have a chance to impress you in training so that you feel confident putting me on the pitch and putting me in a position to succeed. So it's always going to be better than what you had with Thomas Tuchel, because in Thomas Tuchel's mind, you're not good enough. Right. And you heard Jamie Carragher yesterday say, no, I don't think he's good enough to be in the team. How can you say that? How can you say he's not good enough to be in the Chelsea pitch or in the group if he's been your most outstanding player at times? So these English guys, come on. It's time. It's time for
Thierry went after him too, saying like it's got to be about you. You know, sometimes it can't be about everybody else. It has to be about you. I get that to a certain extent, but like the depth that they went and brought in players, they had 7 players they were rotating between over the last 2.5 seasons at Chelsea, and never really even once established like what the starting team is. Only this recently that got Tuchel fired did they actually start to try to implement like this is my best 11 ish. You know, they had 8, 9, but like they're attacking 3 with Werner and Havertz and you know, whatever the 5 other ones.
It's like, come on, Havertz was your starting striker. What did he show to be a starting striker at Chelsea? If you could put Havertz next to Drogba,
yeah, it doesn't. Different class.
Let's be real.
That's not even a conversation worth having, to be honest. What I'll say is, when I look back at Brighton's games this season, they've played 3 in the back in I think 6 or 7 of them. And that's going to fit well, obviously, with how Chelsea likes to set up, or at least this current iteration, because I don't think he's going to change too much from the placeholders that Thomas Tuchel's put in place. It just makes me worried that that's just going to cause less space. There was one game where they won 2-0, where they played with a 3-5-1-1 Brighton with Welbeck up top with Adam Lallana underneath. I wonder if Christian could play that underneath spot. But if you're playing 3-5-2, you're going to have your 3 center backs. You're going to have Reece James on one side. Cucurella played for him at Brighton, or Chilwell. And then you're going to have somebody holding. You're going to have a Kovacic. You're going to have a Conte or Jorginho, assuming they're healthy. You're going to probably have a Mount. You got to find room for Sterling.
Jimmy, what Chelsea game are we previewing right now?
It's not. I'm just trying to decide where he fits. Like, where is he going to play in this 3-5-2? It's going to be central.
I got him on, Charlie. I got him on, Charlie.
That was a good one.
Jimmy's a wealth of knowledge, though.
No.
I'm just saying, like, where?
It's an audition for an interview. Todd Bowley.
Jeez, Jimmy, you want the head coach job or not, dude? Just send in an application, dude.
I did. I tried. I tried. They said I wasn't ready yet. So, but I just wonder where he's going to fit within that system, given what Graham Potter's done with Brighton this particular year. And
do you think he changed? Do you think Graham Potter changes based on the players that he has, or do you think he's coming in, or they're bringing him in under the auspice of like what he did at Brighton, like?
Listen, I think that Thomas Tuchel is a dick. He just seems like a dick, okay? And he got really brash at the end. He did the same thing when he was at Dortmund. Mm-hmm. He did the same thing when he was at PSG. When things weren't going his way, he got really antagonistic and started making comments very similar to what he's just been doing recently. And this seems like a pattern in his behavior when he gets upset about something. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, there's all. Yeah. So what do you do? Like, I don't think you change too much ultimately, but I do think that Graham Potter's going to come in and just be a contrast to that style, that mentality.
Cream cheese go off.
So that's it's almost similar to Leeds and the Bielsa, who was very hard driving, and you bring in a Jesse Marsch who's a lot more positive and maybe communicates in a better way than Bielsa was. And that might be what Chelsea needs to kind of just feel refreshed in that players. And hopefully Christian will also respond to that in a positive way and just to get some minutes. Obviously, I think he's going to get an opportunity to do something But when this whole conversation about Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, I think gets about 10 times more chances to prove himself than Christian Pulisic does. And Pulisic's held to like this incredibly high standard that Mount's like, well, he was a little tired. You know, there's always some BS excuse as to why Mason Mount didn't play well, whereas Christian's like the worst player of all time if he doesn't score.
Yeah, because he gets to start every game without trying. Of course he's tired.
That's true.